Rev up your engines. All right, with the price of trucks getting higher and higher, people are disgusted at looking at a nice loaded truck that costs $90,000 or more. Here's a used truck guy's thinking about buying. It's a 2020 Ram with the V8 Hemi engine. Everybody who knows me knows I'm not a big Ram fan, but let's check this thing out and see if it's worth buying. And perhaps the most interesting thing about this is sold by a guy who all he does is buy salvage vehicles, fixes them, then sells them. He told the guy that anything I find wrong with it, he will fix. I've seen quite a few totaled cars that actually could be repaired for $2,000 or $3,000. In the case of this Hemi, a pro bought it. He fixed it, and if I find anything else wrong, he said he's going to fix it all for the guy. Now, he's still going to get a decent truck for like 24 grand or something. And with the prices of new vehicles so high, a lot of people want to save money that way. Salvage auction, I don't advise most people to do that. You can get skinned alive. But a pro, when he looks around, he doesn't go and buy everything he sees. He looks for the cherries. They're hidden amongst the basket of rotten cherries. Start out with a cursory look at the body, which, hey, looks in excellent shape. Everything seems to line up. Gaps are all the same so far. Only thing I see is this little ding here in the tailgate. Hey, it's a 2020. It's a 5-year-old truck. You're going to get dents on stuff. It is a 4x4, so we'll be checking that out. But on the outside, it looks in pretty good shape. Let's look inside. Here's Roddy put a bunch of stuff in it, but hey, the faux leather looks in good shape. Lots of room. This is a fully loaded one. We'll go to the front. Same deal. This Laramie's clean. I kind of wonder what they totaled it for. But of course, looks can be deceiving, so let's check under the hood, because that's where the money is. Engine and transmission. Now this is a Hemi 5.7. They're good engines, except some of them can get noise because the cams can wear because of their design if they idle too long. Sounds pretty good. Let's rev it up. And now this is an ice cold engine. It's 40-something degrees outside now. You're best to get them when they're ice cold. Now this baby has 395 horsepower, can tow 11,610 pounds. A lot of towing capacity. Now with all that power, it's a gas hog. You're lucky if you'll average 20 miles a gallon combined city and highway, if you're not towing. Now as for the transmission, it's an 8-speed computer electronically controlled transmission. It's got a lot of tricks to it. With tow or haul, as you can see, it's go tow haul mode. 4x4. You can have it in 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive automatic, 4-wheel drive high, at the push of a button. So we can say, hey, this is city driving. He's only getting 13.9. They are gas hogs. You want a big V8 like this for pulling, hauling, driving everywhere in 4-wheel drive, low, high, whatever. Hey, gas mileage is not something you should be thinking about. If you are, buy something else. You're not going to be able to tow as much. Forget gas mileage. That's just not part of it. And if you start towing stuff, especially 10, 11,000 pounds that this can tow, your mileage will really go down the toilet. You can limit the gear that your transmission will shift to, up or down. So you can make it that, say, you're going down hills, you can make it so that it will never get out of, say, 3rd gear. You can limit what gear it's in just by pushing that button. Pretty interesting technology. You can see the salvage truck has 70,798 miles on it. So let's get out the big computer and check it out, especially for any possible weird codes, because after all, this was a salvage truck. We don't know why it was salvaged. There's no information on that. We just know that it was totaled by an insurance company. Then this guy bought it, fixed it up, and he's selling it. So we plug it in here, take the scanner on the steering wheel, and here we go. You know, it's a cold day, it's warming itself up relatively quickly. You can see it's 2020 DT Ram 1500. Here we go. Now realize I'm a professional mechanic, so I have tool that'll fully scan this because I pay extra to join a society, so I get the identification that I am allowed to access this information. As a private individual, you won't get this stuff, which shows what scumbags that Chrysler, Dodge, Stellantis company is. They're trying to hide information from people. You can see my machine lets me in. It's unlocked their gateway. A bunch of nonsense, right? So now I can actually analyze it. You wouldn't be able to do this. You could get normal generic data, but none of this stuff. So if you haven't just checked out by somebody, make sure they have this kind of information, or their checkout service will be pretty much useless. So, okay, it's got 4 trouble codes. Not bad for a car that was totaled. We'll start out with the body control module, lost communication with active air dam module. These things, get better gas mileage, can open and close the air. Well, it doesn't do much for 13.9 miles a gallon, but that's the way it goes. So that means this thing was probably hit in the front. Maybe they didn't reset it, so we'll reset that. We're hoping they didn't reset it. Even if they did, it's not that big of a deal, but we'll get rid of that. It's gone, so let's look at the other ones. The BCM. Now, I did say there's something weird with the dash the guy said he's going to fix, so we'll see what that trouble code is. That's lost communication with accessory power inverter. Again, could have been because of wreck, but hey, it's an accessory inverter. We'll erase that too. We'll see if any of these come back when we drive. That one's gone. We'll check out this one. Amplifier. He says the radio works okay, but we'll see what the trouble code is for the amplifier. 5 audio speaker output circuit open, okay. So when it was in a wreck, it probably wiped out one of the wires to a speaker. He's not complaining about the speakers. So the last one, comfort seat wheel module. Possible heated steering wheel temperature message received. Okay, it's got a heating steering wheel. He said there were problems in the dash, so that circuitry probably been damaged. If he wants the guy to fix it, you might want it fixed if the guy's gonna fix it for free. Right, and check it out, still got the auction shock on the window there. For what lot and when it was sold. And the minor stuff, so let's start this baby up. We'll go back to the main computer. We'll look at all the ECM data. So we'll start looking through stuff. We're going to get an awful lot of information here. I can tell you that right now. Everything's black. It all looks good. All 8 cylinders. The pulse widths are pretty much the same. Very close. Nothing's out of the ordinary. These are all oxygen sensor data. All of this is still oxygen sensor data. Check it out. A lot of oxygen sensor data. Now, the long-term adaptation isn't bad. It's subtracting 1.2% fuel. That's not much. You know, it means it's running just ever so slightly rich. I'd say put some fuel cleaner in it. Does have a lot of miles on it. But 1.2% off is not that bad. The cat temperature, that's normal. Even a variable valve time oil pressure. Get a lot of information on these babies. It has the pressure of the AC system when you turn on so you can diagnose it. There's an awful lot of information on these things to repair when you need them. Gives you the exhaust cam, desired position versus actual position. Look, 127.8, 127.7, 9.8. It's almost exactly perfect. That's pretty good. Yeah. The other cam positions, so you can check them, and these are all okay. It's 0, 0 like it's supposed to be on that cam. You got a lot of automatic transmission data. First gear lockout, all kinds of information. Here's that goofy active grill shutter thing. I don't know why they put them on. It doesn't really change the gas mileage any. So all in all, this baby seems in excellent shape. Let's take it for a spin. Because you never know, this was total. Maybe all the wheel bearings will start roaring, or we're here differential or transmission gears whining. So here we go. Now the brakes on it does have these stupid electronic brakes. You have to stop on the brake pedal and push this button here. There it goes. You push it down, you can see the brakes off. So now we can put it in reverse. And you'll see it's got a nice wide angle backup camera. Now, it's a 2020, so it doesn't have all the big fancy pictures all over the place, sideways and top view, but hey, it's a pretty good backup camera. You can see what's happening over a pretty wide range. Problem with some of them is they are just too narrow, and this one's not narrow. You can see we're not going to hit that mailbox, which I've hit before. And here comes an idiot who doesn't know how to drive. See how close you can get to me? Well, you see I'm turning. Hey, for a big truck, it rides and handles quite well, I gotta say. Sounds nice, and I'm listening. I don't hear any roaring yet, but we're gonna take it out on Tobacco Road, get her flying. Then we'll hear if there's any kind of bearing or transmission noise. Come to a stop. The brakes seem fine. They don't pulsate. They don't make any noises. Oh, here we go. Go to our little drag strip. Sweet sounding engine. No clanging, rattling. And here we go to the drag strip. There's nobody behind us, so we'll floor it. Traction control kicked in. Shifting good, smooth shifts. Sounds great. Now we'll cruise a little. Now, the only thing I hear in this car are the tires. And that's because it has extremely aggressive tires for the four-wheel drive on it. That's the only noise I hear. The tires are, they're going to be loud when they're this aggressive. Otherwise, you want to pass somebody. Away we go. You can hear the pitch of the tires get louder because they are aggressive. As you can see, these are highly aggressive tires. They're going to make noise. Now, but they're all in excellent shape. They're just aggressive tires. And they're going to make noise. If you don't like the noise, you can put less aggressive tires on. Let's try out the four-wheel drive system. Always look. Don't trust the computers. Here we go. I don't hear any clunking. Now, of course, it'll get even louder now because you got the four-wheel drive system rolling along, but that's just normal noises. And as you can see, it's so easy to switch it back to normal. Two-wheel drive, push a button. Now, I gotta say, I find the aggressive tires a bit annoying with the noise, but if it really bothers you, you can always turn up the radio. Excellent shape. Kind of makes me wonder, why was it totaled by an insurance company? Maybe this guy really knows his stuff, the guy who bought it and who's selling it to my customer. Hey, he saw one that, hey, they totaled it for the wrong reasons, didn't have too much damage, fixed it up perfectly fine, whatever he did fix up, because it doesn't really need much of anything. It's a fraction of what a new one would cost. But if you're looking at one, be sure, like I said in the beginning, have the motor checked out. If it's making clanking noises, the camshaft's worn, don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. This one's not backfiring, quiet, runs like a dream. Good deal for a used truck. The guy who's buying them at auction and then selling them on seems to know what he's doing. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.